Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Podcast Every Day.
We are so happy you are here with us today.
Today, we are learning how to invite someone to join a group conversation.
This is such a useful social and workplace skill because group conversations can be exciting, but also a little difficult to enter.
Exactly, sometimes someone is standing nearby, listening politely, but they are not sure how to join in.
And one friendly invitation can make that person feel included immediately.
We will teach phrases for opening the conversation, giving context, inviting opinions, and making space for a new voice.
You will hear two realistic conversations where people invite someone in without making it awkward or putting pressure on them.
We will also compare simple intermediate language with stronger upper intermediate English for inclusive group conversations.
So imagine you are at work, at lunch, in a class, or in a meeting, and you want to help someone join naturally.
Let us begin with the first set of phrases for inviting someone into the conversation.
Before our first conversation, let us learn friendly phrases for inviting someone into a group conversation naturally. Group conversations can feel comfortable once you are inside them, but joining from the outside can feel tricky.
That is why invitation language matters. It gives the person a clear opening and removes the social guesswork.
A good invitation sounds warm, but not too intense.
Exactly, you want to include the person, but you do not want to force them to speak before they are ready.
Our first key phrase is feel free to join us. This is casual, friendly, and low pressure.
For example, we are talking about weekend plans. Feel free to join us.
Another example is, if you have a minute, feel free to join us for lunch.
The phrase feel free is useful because it gives permission without pressure.
Our second phrase is we were just talking about. This gives context so the person knows what the conversation is about.
For example, we were just talking about the new schedule.
Or, we were just talking about good places to work quietly in the office.
This phrase is helpful because people join conversations more easily when they understand the topic.
Our third phrase is what do you think? This invites the person to share an opinion.
For example, we are deciding between two restaurants. What do you think?
Another example is we are discussing the design. What do you think of this version?
Be careful though, what do you think can feel direct if the person has just arrived?
That is why our fourth phrase is no pressure. It makes the invitation softer.
For example, we would love to hear your thoughts, but no pressure.
Or feel free to join us if you want. No pressure at all.
No pressure is useful because inclusion should feel like an option, not a demand.
Our fifth phrase is let me catch you up. This means I will quickly explain what you missed.
For example, let me catch you up. We are comparing two ideas for the event.
Another example is, let me catch you up before we ask for your opinion.
This phrase is excellent in meetings because it gives the new person enough background to participate.
A common mistake is inviting someone with only a name and then staring at them.
Yes, instead of suddenly saying, what do you think, give context first.
In our first conversation, Michael and Nicole invite Sky into a lunch conversation in a warm, low-pressure way.
Now let us listen to Michael and Nicole invite Sky into a casual group conversation at lunch.
This table is a good spot. It is quieter than the other side of the room.
Definitely. I can actually hear you over here.
We were just talking about good places to work when the office gets noisy.
Yes, and I said the small meeting room near the window is my favorite.
Sky, feel free to join us if you are looking for a seat.
Thanks. Are you sure I am not interrupting?
Not at all. We were just talking about quiet places to work in the office.
Let me catch you up. Nicole likes the small meeting room, and I usually go to the corner desk near the printer.
That helps. I have been trying to find a quieter place too.
Then you are joining the right conversation.
What do you think? Have you found any good spots yet?
Maybe the lounge near the back, but it depends on the time of day.
That is true. It is quiet in the morning but busy after lunch.
Good point. I had not thought about timing.
No pressure to use my idea, but the back lounge is nice when people are in meetings.
I like how you said no pressure. That makes it sound like a suggestion, not a rule.
I have learned that people appreciate options.
Absolutely. We are also talking about where to hold the small planning session tomorrow.
We were thinking about the main meeting room, but it might be too formal.
Feel free to jump in if you have a thought.
Maybe the side room would feel more relaxed.
That is a good idea. It is smaller, but it has enough chairs.
And it might make people more comfortable speaking up.
Exactly. Big rooms can make small conversations feel official.
That is a great way to put it.
So maybe we use the side room for the planning session and the main room for the full team update.
That sounds balanced.
I am glad you joined us. You helped us solve 2 questions at once.
Thanks for inviting me in. It is nice to join a conversation without feeling put on the spot.
That is what we were hoping for. Included but not pressured.
Let us analyze how Michael and Nicole invited Sky into the conversation naturally and kindly. The first important phrase was "feel free to join us."
That phrase is effective because it gives Sky a choice. She can join, but she does not have to.
That low-pressure feeling is very important in social English.
Then Nicole said, "We were just talking about quiet places to work."
That gave Sky context. Without context, she would not know how to enter the conversation.
Michael also used, "Let me catch you up."
That phrase is especially helpful because it says, "You are welcome here, and I will help you understand what is happening."
Notice that he gave a short summary, not a long speech.
Exactly. A quick catch-up is enough. Too much explanation can slow down the conversation.
Then Michael asked, "What do you think? Have you found any good spots yet?"
That worked because Sky already understood the topic. The question did not come too suddenly.
Later, Michael used another soft invitation. "Feel free to jump in if you have a thought."
Jump in means enter the conversation or add a comment.
It is more casual than participate, but it sounds natural in friendly workplace conversations.
Sky also said, "no pressure." That phrase made her suggestion feel gentle.
The conversation ended with a useful idea, included but not pressured.
That is the goal when you invite someone into a group conversation.
The big pattern is invite warmly, give context, summarize briefly, ask gently, and leave space for choice. Now let us learn phrases for bringing someone into a meeting or group discussion more professionally. In the first half, we focused on casual invitations, like lunch conversations and friendly office chats.
Now we will look at more structured situations, like meetings, planning sessions, and team discussions.
In a meeting, inviting someone in often requires more care because you may be asking for expertise or a decision.
And you want the invitation to sound respectful, not like you are suddenly putting someone on the spot.
Our first new phrase is "I would love to hear your perspective." This invites someone's viewpoint in a respectful way.
For example, we are discussing the timeline, and I would love to hear your perspective.
Another example is, "You worked on a similar project, so I would love to hear your perspective."
This is warmer than, "What is your opinion?" and more professional than, "Tell us what you think."
Our second phrase is, "Can I bring you into this?" This is a polite way to invite someone to join a specific part of the discussion.
For example, "Can I bring you into this part of the discussion?"
Or, "Can I bring you into this, since you worked with the customer feedback data?"
This phrase is helpful because it signals the reason you are inviting them.
Our third phrase is, "Only if you are comfortable sharing." This reduces pressure and respects privacy or confidence level.
For example, "Only if you are comfortable sharing. What did you notice in the testing session?"
Another example is, "I would love your perspective, only if you are comfortable sharing it now."
This phrase is especially useful when someone is new, quiet, or not expecting to speak.
Our fourth phrase is, "You may have more context than we do." This recognizes someone's knowledge without demanding an answer.
For example, you may have more context than we do because you joined the customer call.
Or you may have more context than we do on how the process actually works.
This phrase is great because it values the person before asking for input.
Our fifth phrase is let us make space for. This means the group should pause and allow someone to speak.
For example, let us make space for Sky to share what she saw in the testing session.
Another example is before we decide, let us make space for any questions from the team.
A common mistake is putting someone on the spot too abruptly.
Instead of saying, Sky, answer this, say, Sky, can I bring you into this, only if you are comfortable sharing.
In our second conversation, Adam invites Sky into a meeting discussion because she has helpful context. Now Adam will invite Sky into a team discussion in a respectful, professional, and low-pressure way.
We have talked through the first two ideas for improving the onboarding process.
The first idea is a shorter welcome document, and the second is a guided checklist.
I like the checklist because it gives people a clear path.
That makes sense. Before we decide, I would love to hear another perspective. Sky, can I bring you into this for a moment?
Sure, what part would be helpful?
You may have more context than we do because you helped with the last onboarding group.
Yes, I worked with them during their first 2 weeks.
Only if you are comfortable sharing. What did they seem to need most?
They needed a checklist, but they also needed someone to explain why each step mattered.
That is helpful, so the checklist alone might not be enough.
Maybe we need a checklist plus a short orientation conversation.
That sounds like a stronger option.
I think so. The document is useful, but new people often do not know which parts matter first.
Let us make space for that point. The issue is not only information, but priority.
That changes how I see the checklist.
Same here. A checklist without priority could still feel overwhelming.
Sky, I would love to hear your perspective on one more thing, no pressure.
Go ahead.
Would a short welcome call help? Or would that feel like too much?
A short call would help if it had a clear purpose.
What purpose would you suggest?
Maybe 3 things: what to do first, who to ask for help, and what can wait.
That is practical and simple.
Let me catch everyone up on where we are. We like the checklist, but we want to add a short welcome call to explain priorities.
That summary helps.
And Sky's experience gives us a clearer reason for the change.
Thanks, Sky. I appreciate you jumping in.
Thanks for inviting me in gently. It made it easy to share.
That is good to hear. I wanted the question to feel optional, not sudden.
It worked. The discussion feels more complete now.
Agreed. Let us write down the new plan before we move on.
Let us compare simple invitation language with more natural upper intermediate English for including people in group conversations. An intermediate speaker might say, "Come here and talk with us."
That is understandable, but it can sound a little direct or even like an order.
A softer version is, "Feel free to join us if you would like."
A stronger upper intermediate version is, "We were just talking about the new schedule, so feel free to join us if you would like."
That version gives context and keeps the invitation optional.
Another intermediate sentence is, "What is your opinion?"
That is grammatically correct, but in a group conversation it can feel sudden.
A softer version is, "What do you think if you would like to share?"
A more professional version is, "I would love to hear your perspective, only if you are comfortable sharing."
That phrase is warm, respectful, and low pressure.
Let us talk about softeners. Helpful softeners include "if you would like," "no pressure," "only if you are comfortable," and "when you have a moment."
Compare "tell us what happened" with "can I bring you into this when you have a moment?"
The second sentence sounds more respectful because it asks permission.
For grammar, remember invite someone to do something.
Say, "I invited Sky to join us," not "I invited Sky join us."
Also remember the phrase bring someone into a conversation.
Use into, not in. Say, "Can I bring you into this discussion?"
Another useful grammar pattern is would love to plus base verb.
Say, I would love to hear your perspective, not I would love hearing your perspective in this invitation pattern.
For upper intermediate English, combine context, invitation, and choice.
For example, we are discussing the timeline. You may have more context than we do, so I would love to hear your perspective, only if you are comfortable sharing.
That is long, but it is very polite and useful in a professional meeting.
The goal is not to make someone speak. The goal is to create an easy doorway into the conversation. Let us review the invitation phrases, grammar, and conversation strategies from today's episode. Today, we learned how to invite someone to join a group conversation.
The main goal is to include people warmly, without making them feel pressured or put on the spot.
From the first part, remember, feel free to join us. We were just talking about what do you think, no pressure, and let me catch you up.
In Conversation 1, Michael and Nicole invited Sky into a lunch conversation by giving context and making the invitation optional.
They showed the perfect balance, included but not pressured.
From the second part, remember, I would love to hear your perspective. Can I bring you into this? Only if you are comfortable sharing. You may have more context than we do, and let us make space for.
In Conversation 2, Adam invited Sky into a meeting because she had helpful experience from the last onboarding group.
He gave context, asked permission, reduced pressure, and helped the group listen to her point.
For grammar, remember, invite someone to do something.
Also, remember, bring someone into a conversation and would love to hear your perspective.
A strong invitation has 4 parts. Give context, invite warmly, make it optional, and leave space for the person to respond.
A common mistake is asking for someone's opinion too suddenly, before they understand the topic.
The main lesson is simple. Inclusion works best when it feels like a doorway, not a spotlight.
Good conversation leaders help people enter smoothly, understand the topic, and speak when they are ready.
That is all for today's episode of English Podcast Every Day.
We hope you feel more confident inviting someone into a group conversation in English.
This week, practice one warm invitation that gives context and keeps the pressure low.
Try saying, we were just talking about the plan, so feel free to join us if you would like.
If this episode helped you, subscribe and listen again to practice the vocabulary, rhythm, and pronunciation.
Remember, a kind invitation can make someone feel welcome before they say a single word.
Thanks for listening, and we will see you in the next episode.